Hi everyone, it's Dean from Real Estate Dynamics, and I happen to run into Claudio.
Hello, Dean.
Now, Claudio is a coach.
Yes, I am.
And you were previously, were you in McGrath?
Yes,
originally?
I was with McGrath for...
So you've been on the tools?
Yeah, I've been on the tools, been in the industry for 22 years.
Yeah.
Started my career back in 95 in the eastern suburbs of Sydney.
Yeah.
And like anyone in those days, I started in leasing and progressed into sales. And,
same as Matty. Matty started as a leasing agent, and then by 19 he wanted to become an agent.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think in those days that was the process, right?
Yeah.
Like you had to go through management.
Yeah.
It wasn't like today where you might join a high-performing team and then eventually go into sales. So
cut your own teeth.
Correct. And I think that was a great foundation to get the understanding of real estate sales and
also just the geographic space. So you got to know all the landlords, you got to know the area, you knew the ins and outs. Before you had to be on commission only.
That's
so
right.
You were getting paid to learn.
Correct.
So,
and then you listen from other agents what they're doing, how they're doing it. One of the biggest things I know is like if you model others, it can really, you can really get to other places really quickly.
So you're a coach now.
Yes, I am.
You've stepped up, I would say. You stepped up. Some would say out,
well,
whatever.
Being a sales manager, I just feel like I was just putting fires out, right?
Yeah.
Being a coach is like adding value, helping people grow, and at the end of the day, coaching has become very big. I know what it did for me. I was my previous before becoming into real estate was actually a tennis player. I went on the after I left school, went and played professional tennis. But I had a coach, for fitness. I had a coach for tennis. I had all different types of coaches, and I knew how great it was for me. Then I came to the first Derek in 1997, and I had a great mentor and principal who I was working for at the time, John Gordon, and I saw Bob Bowl and I saw Dr. Fred Gross, who's talking today. Correct.
Yeah.
And I said, this guy's running $20 million a year, Bob Boland. What is he doing that I should be doing? And I went, Dean, and he does coaching. I just joined up. That's back in 97. I don't know, maybe.
You just hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Why is it that so many agents don't get it? I've got a 12-year-old son who does 3 squads a week and is coached also privately on site. My brother is 25 years as a tennis coach. He's a director of a tennis academy in Puerto Rico. But in the sports side of it, they just go, why wouldn't you do it?
Exactly.
But why don't they? How do they not connect the dots?
Exactly, and that's a great question.
You got a great answer.
Some people see it and some people don't. And I'm going to say this: it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame, right? Like you got to have people outside of you looking at you, right? Who are going to say you're not doing this right. There's a gap in your business here.
Connected like you or fuzzy.
That's right, because we become very emotional. There's no room for emotion, right? You become vulnerable to your business when you become emotional. So the whole thing is having other people give you some ideas, some strategies around how to help you grow. Because one thing I know, Dean, been doing coaching now. This is my 8th year in coaching. They're in a constant state of growth. So high performers always looking at how do I get better from last month? What can I do to improve, right? Number 2, they're not lone wolves. They have a team around them, including...
Which has been spoken a lot about already today.
Having a team around them. But also when I say team, it's like having a coach around you, right? In part of not being the lone wolf. I know it all. I don't need any help, Then you get to, and I said a lot of these agents, when they get to that place, they plateau. You plateau.
Because they can't grow any further than that.
You get stuck in your current reality trap, right? Which means year on year you see agents earning the same sort of money, maybe 500, 550 GCI, next year it's like 450, but they're stuck in that realm somewhere between 20 to 30%. But what is it the guys that are going 2x, 3x, 4x all the time? There is something that they're doing, right? And I call them like the 7 traits of high performers, and one of them is not being a lone wolf. Number 2 is definitely in that constant state of growth, And if you look at one of those 2 out of those 7 traits, like that's where you got to be in.
The lone wolf it just makes perfect sense, And I know it's an example for a young son. Like, I think that even if he does do really well at tennis or not, but what he's becoming as a person with that coach's input is evolving him, and so hence. Having a coach there is someone that is 100% there to support you.
But you know what? He's growing, not just on the tennis court. He's
That's
growing.
That's bias for mine, but I'm talking about agents and I'm talking about owners of businesses, how they could be doing the same.
Totally, and it's no different. It's just a corporate athlete versus, a sporting athlete. But here's the thing. He'll grow up and he'll have a level of character, right, that will be different, a level of resilience that will be different, right? And having people that he'll understand that he never got to be great at tennis the way whatever that looks like, right, without certain people around him,
Absolutely.
And
no one does it alone.
And I was lucky enough, I was a professional tennis player for 3 years, and I knew how important that was to my career in tennis,
Yep.
that I applied the same principles.
Good point.
Right?
Yep.
Into business. And the first thing I did was get a coach. Right?
That's amazing because, when might have been Tom or it might have been Alexander, but they said Alexander Phillips this morning, who spoke, and he talked about that the first thing he would do if he started again was get an assistant.
Yes.
So I guess that if he was, get an assistant, and he also, obviously he has a coach, which
Josh
is just behind it,
Fegan.
Josh.
Yeah.
So same sort of thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'd recommend, it doesn't matter if it's anybody who it is, and there's so many good coaches out there at the moment.
Good Aussie coaches, which is great. We just talked to Tom.
Oh, he's amazing,
from
isn't he?
that side, well, and his energy. I said, if you physically
Through
meet
the
him, he's even more when you physically
you
meet
just
him.
touch him and you get, you get a shock.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, what do you see as, a nice easy question to finish with, what do you see as the biggest challenge for agents going forward over the next even 2 years? You talk about growth, you talk about sort of accountability, but what do you think that teams is a big, flavour at the moment?
I think, what they need to do is embrace change.
Yep.
Embrace change.
What do you mean by that, though?
And what I mean by that is, what got you here won't get you there. It's the old saying, right? We've all heard that time and time again. So
Jim Rohn?
Jim Rohn, right?
So
if you're not looking into your business right now on all different platforms, like coaching is one, but I'm talking about, your social media platforms, how you're doing business, a level of service you're providing, and so forth. You're going to remain irrelevant in the next 3 to 4 years.
And more irrelevant.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the guys that are getting on this and jumping on it, they're just going to be streaks and like 5, 10, 15 steps further than everybody else. And the guys who aren't are going to be left behind.
Tom talked about 3 years back, he made a significant change in his own business to go video first instead of, faxes and phone. How do you see agents as far as, it's a lot of it by phone, by face, by... how do you, when you do your coaching side of things, how does that mostly?
I think it's a bit of both. I think you still got to have that high touch and high tech involved today.
Yep.
And
I
think, you got to do a bit of both. You just can't, just be one way and one way only, because that's creating vulnerability for your business as well. So I think you need to still have that connection, that emotional, where you pick up the phone call and have that high touch. And also you need to be doing things out there like we're doing right now, which is on video, and creating content. This is a way of communicating. If you're not communicating through video today, you're not being heard, Dean. It's very simple. I mean, my business took a massive boom 3 years ago just from putting things on YouTube, Facebook.
Which you did.
I don't look at...
Whose office do you use? It's a sensational office.
My office.
No, that's awesome. I'm very jealous of that.
But what I do is I don't care. To me, it's all about like what Tom says, eyeballs. Like how many people are watching what you do, right? And at first it was like, will people like me? Will they... You know what? Who cares, right? At the end of the day, you just got to put things out there. If you looked at my first videos on YouTube like 4 or 5 years ago, they were very bad. Don't go and look at them because I was terrible on the camera. But as you do anything, you get confident, you get competent, Dean, right? And then you get better at it, right?
Yeah, more you practice. So you're just putting it out.
So when I say embrace change, if you're not embracing it and you're getting scared of it, you're not going to go far.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Now, if you really want to check him out, there is a sensational podcast, and the podcast is?
The Mentors with Matt LaHood and myself. We do an episode each week where we discuss with agents real challenges of what they're facing in their marketplace so we can remain as relevant as possible for you guys.
And up to date. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye. Thanks,
Dean. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right.